Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Shivaya. Om Namah 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 Shivaya. My salutations to Lord Shiva. Namah, surrender to Lord Shiva, or graceful acceptance of the Lord in my life. Graceful acceptance calls for an implicit trust in the Lord, that Ishwara is my well-wisher. Anugraha, to favor, to shower grace is the nature of Ishwara. Whatever has happened in my life, what is happening, and whatever will happen, in that Ishvara's grace is always involved. This is one way of constantly remembering Ishvara. Lord Krishna says, may you constantly remember me even when you are performing various activities. How can I remember Ishvara when I'm engaged in doing various things? Because when I'm cooking, my attention is required in cooking. When I'm writing, my attention is required in writing. In short, whatever action I'm performing requires my attention. Because I have to perform my action thoroughly. If I want to perform my action thoroughly, action requires my attention, then how can I remember Lord? Because then my mind is required to think of two things at a time, which the mind cannot do. Therefore, one way of remembering Ishwara is to see how in everything I do, Ishwara's grace, His kindness, His compassion is involved. How I'm constantly a beneficiary of the grace of the Lord. I'm eating, that's the grace of the Lord. I'm talking, that's the grace of the Lord. I'm walking, grace of the Lord. I cannot be talking unless my organ of speech is functioning. And who makes this organ of speech function? Vacho vacham. Upanishad says, Ishvara is the speech of the speech, meaning that it is the presence of Ishvara, because of which the organ of speech is able to perform the function. Thus when the speaking is taking place, Ishvara's presence as a very consciousness is very much there. That presence is not something separate from the act of speaking. The act of speaking involves, reveals the presence of Ishvara. Right now I am listening. Upanishad says, Shrotrasya Shrotram. Ishvara is the ear of the ear. Meaning Ishvara is there because of whom the organ of hearing is able to perform its function. The Shrotram, the organ of hearing, is not separate from Ishwara, not separate from the presence, not separate from the grace. Because by itself, the organ of hearing is insentient. It is Ishwara who provides sentiency to the organ of hearing, because of which hearing takes place. In the very act of hearing, the grace is involved. We can say that Digdevata, the deity of directions, the deity of the quarters, is a presiding deity of the function of hearing. Ishvara alone is manifest as a deity called quarters. That deity's grace makes it possible for the organ of hearing to hear. Appreciate the grace, appreciate the favor, appreciate the privilege I'm enjoying when I listen. Not only what I listen is important, that because of whom I listen is equally important. Not only what I see is important, the one because of whom I see is equally or more important. Not what I say, but the one because of whom I say is also important. It is a matter of paying attention to the grace, to the favor that is constantly involved even as I live my life. I could not be breathing, I could not be talking, I could not be walking unless presence of Ishwara, grace of Ishwara is involved. A stone cannot talk, a tree cannot walk, these are all privileges, great gifts great favor, great anugraha. I'm indeed very fortunate, very gifted that I'm alive, that I'm talking, that I'm listening, that I'm walking, that I'm living my life. My attention is so much preoccupied with what I see that the cause because of which I see is not taken into account. It is a matter of taking into account the constant presence of Ishwara in my life. In fact, everything that happens is nothing but the evidence of the presence of Ishvara, presence of His grace. But Swamiji, there is a lot of pain in my life. How can you call that Ishvara's grace? There is physical pain, there is emotional pain, there was pain in the past, there is pain in the present, there is pain in future. How can you call it Ishvara's grace? Is it not that Ishvara is unfair to me? That He is inflicting pain in my life? How can that be called Ishvara's grace? The answer is that pain also has to serve a purpose in my life. There may not appear a purpose as far as the worldly criteria are concerned. Pain may not appear to help in my worldly life. The pain also has to contribute in my spiritual growth. If I have a proper attitude. With proper attitude, even the pain will also be found to be a blessing in disguise. Pleasure may be an open blessing. Pain is a blessing in disguise. Maybe it is a pain that has directed me to Vedanta, to the study of the scriptures. As a solution of the pain. This is called Shraddha. An implicit faith in the Lord that He cannot be unfair to me. There is justice and fairness in the creation. Even though outwardly there may appear to be unfairness, injustice, but at the core, in the long run, there is justice, there is fairness. And therefore, in whatever has happened in my life, in whatever is happening, and in whatever will happen, I have the Shraddha, the trust that a blessing is involved. Either a blessing that is evident, or a blessing in disguise. A constant appreciation of this blessing is a constant remembrance of Ishwara. To see Ishwara's blessing in whatever I am able to do. To see Ishwara's blessing in whatever is happening to me. To see Ishwara's blessing is remembering Ishwara. Whatever I do is never apart from His blessing. Whatever happens to me is also not apart from the blessing. Maybe I have to apply my mind to appreciate that blessing. That is where Vedanta comes into play. Vedanta explains how everything is a blessing. That is how I have to direct my reasoning to appreciate the blessing. Then a day will come where I will see that the whole whole creation is a blessing of the Lord. My life is a blessing of the Lord. What is a blessing of the Lord. When we say what is Ishwara, we can also say what is the blessing of Ishwara. I start from this point and then I'm able to see the blessing. That is how I bring Ishwara in my life. That is how the awareness of Ishwara remains. That is called remembrance, being aware of Ishwara, being aware of His blessing, being aware of the privilege I'm enjoying. An appreciation of how blessed I am. Just listen to this chanting. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.